just finished a series of masterclasses with a group of GP leaders, aspiring leaders across Huddersfield CCG, and it's been a really interesting journey for all of them, and we've seen a lot of change in behaviour. People have really felt inspired after the sessions.
I guess part of it was about trying to recognise that as a salaried GP currently I wanted to learn a bit more about leadership, to be able to take hopefully a next step, not just in my own practice currently, but hopefully to learn a bit more about leadership styles and how that may improve me as a GP going forward.
The aims of these masterclasses is to take these aspiring leaders to start to look at roles within primary care within Huddersfield that will mean that they can then actually influence, shape and help the population of Huddersfield in terms of what services are on offer in the future, how they provide those services, and having the confidence for them to actually influence the local health system.
So in terms of helping the population of Huddersfield, it means that this group are going to populate the local medical committee, the CCG, the federations and the neighbourhood networks that we're all setting up.
I think it's been absolutely fantastic. I think the series, in terms of how it's been put together, it's left me asking a lot of questions, not just about the organisation that I work for, but also about what sort of changes and what things I would like to happen in the future in Huddersfield, and I think that's been quite inspiring.
It's been great actually, it's been really interesting. I think as a group we've got to know each other, and I think as individuals we've got to know more about ourselves. I think being able to identify personal strengths, and then also what's been really fantastic for me is that my two other partners from the practice are here, and we've been able to see how as a team we can enhance and complement each other's strengths.
I have been to other meetings before. I've done Myers-Briggs, I've done various things, but I've learnt a lot of new things doing this course, and I found that the strengths work really helpful.
So it's given me a framework which I can then use, so that's how I've benefited from it. Given me a bit more confidence to go for it, and given me a kind of structure on which to base my skills and knowledge that I've got and attach it to a framework, which I like frameworks actually. So from the point of view of coming out of this with something, yeah, I've got the tools now.
I think one of the best things that came out of the sessions is they've really embraced working collaboratively together. So that's been real positive. I think across the whole of the country there's all these new buzz things that are happening around primary care networks, GP practices needing to look at how to work collaboratively, and there's been some really positive examples of that this evening and actually across the whole of the journey of the masterclasses.
There's a lot of GPs here from lots of different practices that I wouldn't normally have met, and actually getting to meet them, actually recognising that actually some of the challenges they're facing in primary care is similar across the board.
There's lots of people from lots of different practices in that room, all sharing ideas. As a knock-on effect, I've got to know one of my neighbouring practice GPs that I didn't have a clue what even looked like before. We've already got together, sat around a table, discussed about how we can change a certain pathway for patients. That's got to be positive for Huddersfield, hasn't it, really?
It's also reinforced for me a number of types of behaviour that make good teams work well. And in particular with my retiring, the biggest challenge for me has been handing things over, and also people understanding the actual work that goes on in the background, which you've been quietly doing without them realising.
As a group we've been able to share experiences, share concerns and learn better how to collaborate.
All in all, it's been very well received, and I'm so pleased that we actually managed to get so many people involved.
I think they've been fantastic. I think that Arana have delivered a really good product here. That they've been engaging, they've been relaxed, but they've also moved at quite a pace. We've covered a lot of material in just 4 sessions. But at the same time it doesn't feel rushed, it feels that you're covering things at depth as well.
In terms of Arana, I think they've been absolutely fantastic. The sessions have been really well organised, they've been really well put together. The follow-up in terms of the slides and the information that we're given has been absolutely great, so I've actually really thoroughly enjoyed it.
I like the informality of it. but it's not without, how can I put it, organisation.
Clearly they've been doing this for a long time, so they bring a lot of knowledge and experience from around the country. So it's quite useful to pick up, how other people are doing it, and they can share that with us.
I thought they were fantastic. They're very engaging, and they present things in a very light-hearted way, and bring a good chemistry to the teaching process.
The people that lead it in terms of Harry and Suki are very approachable, very open. I think it's done in a very relaxed environment. So obviously it means that you're a bit more open in terms of what your opinions are. And I think sometimes in larger group settings it's much more difficult to do that, so I quite like the intimate nature of it as well, where there's slightly few people and actually you can express what you genuinely think, and they actually actively encourage you to do that, so I think it's quite nice.
Some of the actual positivity that we've seen in the behaviour changes, how they were, what they started with the lack of confidence, and where they've actually got to has been a fantastic journey for us. Also, they're absolutely excited about maybe going on Leadership Journey 2. We're going to be looking at doing that in co-design with them. And that would be fantastic for us to actually have the opportunity to come back up, work with them further, continue working with these inspired leaders for the area in Huddersfield.